What's up, everybody? So, I've decided I'm going to start doing reviews for House of the Dragon Season 3. I recently just watched the first and second episodes, and I wanted to go ahead and give like a review slash recap of those episodes. But what I'm going to do going forward is on the night that every episode releases, I'm going to go ahead and put out a short video just reviewing and recapping those episodes as they air. So, let's just jump right into it. Season 3, Episode 1. There's a couple pros and cons in it. Really only had one con. My con with it is Rhaenyra. She seems to be just a totally different character in this one, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while since I've watched the first and second seasons, but I remember her being like strong and like determined and focused. And in this one, she seems like, I don't know, impulsive and illogical and irrational. And she's making all these like emotionally charged decisions. And she doesn't seem to be as firm or as strong of a leader as she was in past episodes. And that was like, I don't know, that was kind of throwing me through a loop. I don't remember if this was like consistent with her character or not. It's been a while, so I just put that as the con for now because I can't even remember if that was, it's been so long, if that's been her character arc this whole time. But if it hasn't, then it just seems wildly different from what it should be because, in the past they were touting her as like she was going to sit on the throne and everything and she was going to claim it and she's strong and all that stuff. So in this one it was just like my big con was Rhaenyra. Like, take her off screen. I couldn't stand her. That's just me. Maybe I'm in the minority for this, but yeah, it was garbage. It was a trash performance, but everybody else was hitting on all cylinders, and it was like such a stark contrast to have her on screen and then someone else, and the other person is giving such a compelling performance, and she was just, I don't know, maybe it was the script she was given, maybe it was the direction she was given, or maybe it's just her in this particular season. I don't know. So that's just me. The pros, however, I got a little cheat sheet here to remind me of everything that went on. There was the naval battle. That was fantastic. I loved it. It was great. There was good action. Season 2 moved fairly slow, so it was kind of like just like a okay season. But this one, you start off, you've got the naval battle that takes place over a long period of time in this episode, and I really, really enjoyed that. They didn't try to like rush through it. We got the action, we got to sit in it, we got to like actually enjoy it. That was super cool. Then you had the dragon riding and the dragon fighting, and that was great. You see that, what was it? Rhaena. Rhaena is trying to tame Sheep Stealer, and it's not working. Like, Sheep Stealer was the wild, untamed dragon that was like, harassing the countryside. So she tries to like tame it and make it her own, but it's not listening to her. It's like when they get to the naval battle where she's trying to lend a hand, it's actually doing more harm than good. She's attacking both sides. She's trying to get the dragon to listen to her, but it just won't. It continues to just do its own thing. So there's that conflict there. I thought that was well done. In fact, it indirectly leads to Jace's death in this particular episode where he goes to like kill whoever was the dragon rider, but then when he sees that it's Rhaena and it's his wife's sister, that he's just like, he pulls back. He's like, all right, don't kill it. But dude, his death was sick. You just see him like in the water, and he's telling his dragon, he's like, all right, fly, and then all of a sudden, boom, arrow to the back, turns around, arrow to the neck, and then another arrow. Dude, that was wild. That was so well done. I really, really enjoyed that. What else? Let's see. Oh my goodness, where was I? Okay, yes. So that was pretty much the highlight for the episode 1. And then you had, oh my god, who is the Sea King? Who is the naval king, the hand of the king for Rhaenyra? Oh my god, I forget his name. He's a Targaryen, and his two sons were the bastard sons, and one of them now had the right to ride one of the dragons. He claimed one of the dragons, and his other son was like over the naval army. So there's that. That was fantastic. I love that. And they got into that brutal war with the leader of the other faction, that woman who was like tricking the Lannister guy. That was good. That was such a good fight. And it's just bloody. There you see him boarding ships and everything. That was fantastic. I loved it. I thought episode 1 was really really strong. The only thing I didn't like was Rhaenyra. Apart from that, episode 1 was fantastic. Now we're just going to roll right into episode 2. So in 2, you see that Rhaenyra is going to try to claim King's Landing. You know, she had that talk with Alicent, and that's what they've decided, that she's going to give up one of her sons, and it was crazy. But Aemon is just wild in this. He's insane. This dude is off his rocker. He's legit crazy. He is a psychopath. And it makes him such a good villain. It's like you can't help but to hate this guy because sometimes they tell you just enough backstory for you to like occasionally feel sorry for him, but then he does some like wild off the wall shit and you're like, yo, this dude's terrible. He's awful. You don't want anything to do with him. So you're rooting for his downfall. So he goes to, oh man, what is that place where the witch lives? Oh, she was helping Damon. Oh my God. Anyway, he went there. He killed the guy there. He gets stabbed in the back by one of the sons. Then he meets the witch and he's like begging. He's like, help me. Dude, it's wild. So you have that, but you also have Aegon escaping with Lars, who are trying to flee King's Landing to get to safety so that, you know, Aemon doesn't get killed, or Aegon doesn't get killed. It's wild. That was good setup. I thought that was good at moving the story forward. It was great. It also causes that confusion of like Alicent and Rhaenyra coming to terms with a son for a son kind of thing, but now both of her sons are gone, so it feels kind of like Rhaenyra feels like she's been deceived or might be set up, and with Daemon like whispering in her ear, kind of like prodding her to take strong action to prove to be a fierce and determined leader. She's like calling for heads. He's like calling for her to like take heads, and heads have got to roll. So it turns out that they had a prisoner in the keeps. And it was like this big surprise that Lars left for Daemon when he did come, because Lars knew that he was going to come and try to take King's Landing. So he does. And then what happens is it turns out to be Alicent's father. So right there, they're like, all right, take his head. And then you see this thing where Rhaenyra, again, who was like my least favorite character at this point. I'm hoping that her arc turns around and then like from here on out, she becomes a strong, like, kick-ass ruler, because this is what she wanted. This is what she's fought for in the last 2 seasons. You see the scene at the very end of season 2 where she's going to claim the throne and she's like crying and sniveling and she's got snot dripping down and it's like this big emotional moment and she doesn't know if she can do it, and it's like, that's what all this has been for, baby girl. This is what you're here for. This is what the whole thing was about, and now you're getting like cold feet. Like, what are you doing? This is the whole point of it. So, you know, she's like emotionally distraught, and then the guy's pleading for his life. He's like, look, if you're going to do it, please let Daemon do it. At least this way I won't be hacked at. Daemon says, nah, dude. So he gives it to Rhaenyra. She goes to cut his head off. She completely misses on the first swing, hacks him like below the neck, like in the back, the middle of his back, and it's a deep cut. So she just like fucked him up with the first cut. It was crazy. And then she goes, delivers the second blow, which luckily kills the dude, stops his suffering. But then at the very end, you see Alicent and her daughter come in and have to witness this, and it's Rhaenyra sitting on the throne with Alicent seeing that her father is, you know, or was found. He was alive. He's dead now by the hands of Rhaenyra. So episode 2 was great. I'm wondering what tonight will look like. I can't wait. Like I said, I'm going to do a short video after it's done, give you my initial impressions of it, but so far, season 3 has been a banger. I've been loving the first 2 episodes. Season 2 was, it was kind of slow, so I didn't really enjoy it as much. But this one, man, you're getting the action, you're getting the intensity. You know, the actors and actresses are doing a great job. I'm really, really digging this one so far, and I hope it continues its, like, upward momentum. But, dude, I'm out of breath just talking about it. It was so good. So, I will catch you guys tonight for more, House of Dragon reviews for episode 3. But until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.